Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Bottom of the second inning, it is 1-1. Mac Blair coming up for the Gators. Blair batting .395. And there's a hit into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. Blair rounds first, and he's got himself a leadoff double to start the bottom of the second. And that will bring to the plate Logan Henderson. He shows bunt, and it goes foul. Henderson batting .403 with 23 RBIs on the season. The winner will take on the winner of Clark Prep and Lee Scott Academy. In fact, that game is actually going on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Jacob Goings on the call. Trying to get a score update on that game, because Lee Scott had to go on the road facing Clark Prep in the other semifinal game. There's a bunt, and it's a beauty. Logan Henderson lays down a bunt. The throw to first. He gets off the bag, and he is safe. That is going to be a base hit for Logan Henderson. There's no question about that. Henderson beat out that bunt. And now Hudson Campbell will be the batter. Batting .388. He's got 23 RBIs. Runners at the corners. Grimes from the stretch, still no out. Campbell shows bunt. He backs off, and it's going to be outside for a ball. And he fouls it away. So 1-1 count. Grimes from the stretch. And he steps off. Showing bunt. Lays it down right to Grimes. There's the underhand throw, and he got him at the plate. What a play by Grimes as he underhanded it to the catcher, Rustin. They tried to commit the squeeze play, and it did not pay off for Glenwood. And that's exactly what Macon East needed. They needed to get the lead runner to get the out. So now we got runners at first and second with 1 out. And the top of the order is Mason McCrane, who grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. First pitch to McCrane is in there for a strike. Grimes working from the stretch. The 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2. McCrane behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out. Here's the pitch to McCrane, and there's a chopper. That is going to be a fair ball. It goes right to the first baseman, Bryant Morrison. Thought it might have hit his. It's looked like that is going to be a ground out right to the first baseman unassisted. It does advance the runners over. We had to just wait on that call because I thought the umpire was going to say foul ball. But Jackson Griggs, the batter, and that first pitch is in there for a strike. Griggs singled his first time up and scored a run. The 0-1 to Griggs, breaking ball. Just outside, 1-1. It's not really a busy slate of high school baseball around the Chattahoochee Valley today. They really actually take some place on Friday. We got all 3 private schools in Columbus are going to be in action. Brookstone taking on Mount DeSales. Pacelli taking on Strong Rock. Calvary on the road taking on Rock Springs Christian in Milner. It's a 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch, and it gets past the catcher. Here's the throw, and it's going to be safe as that throw is a little out of the reach of Grimes, and Glenwood has the 2-1 lead. And that is one way to get that run. They played aggressive trying to get that lead run and got out, but there on a passed ball, they end up taking the lead, and now they lead 2-1. Here's the 2-2. There is a line drive right to the shortstop. Justice, throw to first, in time, as Glenwood strands a runner, but not before they get a run across the board. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, it's Glenwood 2, Macon East 1, and we'll be right back here on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Top of the third inning, Macon East. Sam Wallace, the batter. Swings and misses. That's an 0-1 count. Wallace is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. Crane, swing and a miss. Wallace is behind, a 0-2 count. The ump calls time. Wallace back into the batter's box. The 0-2, there's a ground ball. It's a little dribbler over to Henderson. Throw to first. In time for the out. 4-3 on the put out. And now Gunnar Justice will be the batter. Justice grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. That's in there for a strike. The 0-1, there's a ground ball. That's going to be right to Griggs. Throw to first. Nice stretch by Pender to get the out. 2 straight ground outs here in the third. So Barrett Spaeth, who led off with a single, and he scored the tying run in the second. He is 1 for 1 with a run scored. Got the lefty on lefty matchup. Spaeth is going to call time. The first pitch is a curve that is low for a ball. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. Crane curves, swung on a miss, strike 2. Curveball, strike 3. It gets away from Lawrence, but the throw to first. And that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Mason McCrane. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Glenwood leads Macon East 2-1 as this game is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Get ready to smile. We'll be back. on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back here to Tim Fanning Field, Bill Bowers Park. Richard Holdridge, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Carter Judah is the batter. Judah doubled his first time up as that pitch is sails outside for a ball. The 1-0 to Judah, and that gets away from the catcher, ball 2. Judah's got a favorable count, 2-0. Space, pitch is in there for a strike. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball in there. Strike 2. That ball had definitely nice movement on it. It caught the corner. Now it's a 2-2 count. And there's a little chopper right to the pitcher, Grimes, and underhands it to first for the first out here in the inning. Well, the cleanup hitter, Levi Pender, who had a sacrifice ground out with an RBI, not an official at bat, but with 1 out, Pender is going to come up to the plate for Glenwood. Grimes' first pitch to Pender. It's in there for a strike. 0-1. And a pitch to Pender. There's a ground ball right to Wallace. Lobs it over to first for out number 2. 2 outs here in the third, and Eli Bankston, who was hit by a pitch in the first, is going to come up to the plate. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Glenwood leads 2-1 in the AISA AAA semifinal games. That catches the inside corner for a strike. The 0-1, and there is a nice 2-out single by Eli Bankston. Had a good cut on it, and he drills it into center field for a base hit. So Bankston is aboard with 2 outs, and Cam White is going to come up to the plate. White struck out to end the first. The pitcher, Bryant Grimes for Macon East. First pitch to White, and that's in there for a strike. And there's a throwback to first. Just trying to keep the runner honest. Bankston might steal here. He's got a big lead at first. Grimes 0-1. Breaking ball, little chopper over to the third baseman, Todd. Throw to first in time, and Glenwood strands a runner, but not before we played 3 here at Tim Fanning Field, Bill Bowers Park. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning. It's Glenwood 2, Macon East 1, as this game is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Get ready to smile, and we'll be right back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Top of the 4th inning, Glenwood leading Macon East 2-1 here in the AISA Game 1 of the semifinals here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And Thad McKinney is leading off in the 4th. He struck out in the 2nd. The first pitch from McCrane is in there for a strike, 0-1. There's the 0-1. There's a ground ball right to the second baseman. Backhands it. The throw. Henderson. He got him. What a throw by Logan Henderson to get out the speedster Thad McKinney for the first out here in the 4th. Todd Jackson is going to be the batter. Well, Jackson Todd, rather. He singled in the 2nd inning. There's a ground ball. Short hops it. Judah, throw to first. In time, 2 away.
Number 8, Bryant Grimes.
With 2 down, Bryant Grimes will be the batter. He walked in the 2nd. Right now, Lee Scott is facing Clark Prep. We'll try to get a score update on that game. The 1-0, that is low and in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryant Grimes, the pitcher. McCrane. The 2-0, and that is going to be high and away. So McCrane runs the count 3-0 to Bryant Grimes here with 2 away. And the pitch, that's right there in for a strike, 3-1. Bryant Morrison on deck. It's the top of the fourth inning, game one. 3-1, and that is in there for a strike. That runs the count full. A good job by Mason McCrane battling back. He was behind the hitter 3-0, and now he has run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. McCrane from the stretch, and the payoff pitch. And there's a little dribbler. That stays fair. Right to Pender for the out. And another 3-up, 3-down inning for Mason McCrane. He has retired the last 7 batters. As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, it's Glenwood 1, Macon East. Glenwood 2, Macon East 1. Georgia Alabama Sports Live high school baseball playoff action for the AISA AAA. And we'll be back.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $9,750 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to Glenwood. Bottom of the fourth inning, Mac Blair is going to lead things off for the Gators. He doubled in the second inning. That first pitch is outside for a ball. Pitch, and that's popped up. Shallow outfield, camped underneath it. And that's going to fall. There is nobody that was even near it. That was, I thought it was going to be an infield fly, but that actually sailed into the outfield, and there was just some miscommunication. Since nobody touched it, they're going to rule that a hit. That's Mac Blair's second hit of the game. That was a very unusual play. It was a routine fly ball. And that first pitch to Logan Henderson, he's showing bunt. And he pulls it back. He did single in the second as Logan Henderson beat out a bunt his first time up. There's a 1-0, and that's in there for a strike. It's a 1-on-1 count. Macon East, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Glenwood, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. And it was that error in the first that caused Macon East, the error in the second inning that caused Macon East to get their first run of the game. So if you're looking at earned run average, it did not go against Mason McCrane. And there's a nice bunt, and it has a little backspin to it, and Grimes throws it to first. So Logan Henderson gets the job done. He grounds out and pushes the runner, Mac Blair, over to second. And now here comes the bottom of the order, Hudson Campbell, who grounded out to the pitcher. Remember, Hudson Campbell, that was one of those plays where the pitcher went to home plate. So he did not get credit for a hit, but he did reach first base. There's a changeup that's in there for a strike. The second inning could have been a big inning for Glenwood. And Macon East, they made sure that they only gave up the 1 run. And that was actually on a pass ball. The 0-1, and that is going to be outside. It runs the count at 1-1. A 1-1 pitch and a swing and a miss by Hudson Campbell. He is behind in the count. 1-2. Here with 1 out. So Central will face Baker in the 2nd round this Friday. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's going to be the 2nd out here in the 4th. Now Mason McCrane, he is 0 for 2. He's got a runner in scoring position, but with 2 outs here in the 4th as Glenwood leads 2-1 here in game 1 of the AISA AAA semifinals. Richard Holdridge, Chris Gates, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Looking at the bracket over at the AHSAA 7A. We'll get to that in just a moment as there's foul back. Central plays Baker, Auburn plays Fairhope, a possible semifinal round between Central and Auburn. Everybody's hoping for that. Bob Jones taking on Thompson. Hoover is taking on James Clemens. Grimes working from the stretch. The 0-1, high fly ball. And that is deep. Going back. Way back, and that's off the fence. A run is going to score, and Mason McCrane with a 2-out double. That was a couple of feet away from clearing this ballpark. And now Glenwood leads Macon East 3-1. Dawson's going to be the pinch runner for Mason McCrane, because courtesy runner for the pitcher. And now Jackson Griggs, who is 1 for 2 in this game, coming up to the plate with 2 outs. Dawson over at second. There's the pitch, and is low in the dirt for a ball. So the 6A baseball bracket, the quarterfinal matchups, we've got Baldwin County taking on Hillcrest Tuscaloosa. Spanish Fort is taking on Wetumpka. Oxford taking on Mountain Brook. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Hartselle is taking on Athens. So not a whole lot of teams from the Chattahoochee Valley in 6A. Over in 5A, we got the Valley Rams that's taking on Holtville. That gets by the catcher, and then Dawson's going to have third easily here with 2 outs. Sardis taking on Alexandria. Mobile Christian is taking on Tallahassee. You got Russellville taking on Springville. These are all quarterfinal matchups in 5A baseball. That is outside, and it's going to be 3-1 to the batter, Jackson Griggs, with the heart of the order coming up. There's a 3-1. There's a little chopper right to the second baseman, Wallace. Throw to first in time, and not before Glenwood tacks on another run. We've played 4 here at Glenwood. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It's Glenwood 3, Macon East 1, as this game is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. And we'll be right back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Top of the 5th inning we go. Glenwood leading Macon East in the rematch of the championship games last season, as they lead the Knights 3-1. Mason McCrane on to face Bryant Morrison. He has retired the last 7 hitters. Bryant Morrison struck out in the second. And first pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Morrison came up to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. As that's in there for a strike 2, 0-2. McCrane throws him on a 3-2 pitch to get him looking. Another opportunity for Macon East. 0-2, swung on a miss, strike 3. And that is the 5th strikeout for Mason McCrane, and he has retired the last 8 batters. Now Parker Rustin coming up to the plate. He did reach on an error that caused the run to score in the second. First pitch to Rustin is high and away for a ball. Curveball in there for a strike, 1-1. After the second inning, McCrane had a little bit of trouble. The second inning was where he did give up the run, as that is inside for 2-1. He had the bases loaded with 1 out. Struck out Morrison. Rustin reached on an error, then Searles got out. So that could have been a huge inning for Macon East, as that is high and away, ball 3. That runs the count full. Here's the 3-2, and that is inside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Parker Rustin. And that will bring up the top of the order, Tanner Searles, who is 0 for 2. The AISA Single-A tournament bracket. We got Wilcox, Lowndes, and Escambia taking on Sea Valley. That is the semifinals going on right now. 2A, Lakeside School taking on Patrician. How about Lakeside School and former Russell County head baseball coach Tony Rasmus? We saw him with the Lakeside Chiefs out of Eufaula at the Border Wars. They're in the semifinals. Chambers Academy is taking on Edgewood in the other bracket. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And of course, we'll try to get a score update on that Clark Prep Lee Scott game. Clark Prep is the number 2 overall seed, taking on Lee Scott, which is the number 3 seed. That game is at Clark Prep. Macon East, the number 5 seed, was able to defeat Bessemer Academy on the road to get to this point. Glenwood defeated Morgan Academy last week. The 1-1. Throw back over to Pinder. Keeping that runner honest. Glenwood trying to get a double play. There's the 1-1. That's in there. Strike 2. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. McCrane, throw back to first. McCrane from the stretch, the 1-2 pitch, curveball, just outside, 2-2. Braves taking on the Seattle Mariners later tonight. They're actually bottom of the 9th inning. They're up. This is an afternoon game. They're leading 5-2. They're trying to salvage, trying to avoid the 3-game sweep by the Mariners. They have lost the first 2 games of the series. There's a ground ball. Griggs charging it, underhands it, throws to second for 1. Gets the lead runner as that is 6-4 on the putout. And now Sam Wallace will be the batter with 2 outs. Tanner Searles is now the runner. Mariners do have 2 runners on in the bottom of the 9th. The Oakland Athletics defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-0. The Kansas City Royals defeated the Blue Jays 6-1. The Brewers all over the Rays 7-1. A lot of afternoon games on this Wednesday afternoon. First pitch to Wallace is high and above the letters. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Throw back to first. So the championship games for all classifications in the AISA will be May the 7th through the 9th. At Patterson Park in Montgomery. Class 1A will play on May the 7th. That's foul back, 1-1. Class 2A will play on May the 7th. And then Class 3A starting at 10 o'clock Central, so it's going to be 11 o'clock Eastern. Game 1 of the championship will be at Patterson Park. Game 2 will follow. And then if there is a Game 3, it will be played at 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern on May the 9th. Here's the 1-1, and that's going to be another throw back to Levi Pender. Got a lively bunch over here to our left. The Gator faithful. It could really consist of other Glenwood athletes that come on to cheer on the Glenwood Gators baseball team. The 1-1, and that's in there, strike 2. And it's great to see that they've got their own cheering section. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That's foul back. We'll do it again. Macon East is led by their manager, Will Graham. The assistant coaches are Dylan Hathcock and Dawson Moncrief. Macon East Academy out of Cecil, Alabama. There's the 1-2. Fastball. Strike 3. Got him. Throws the batter for the 6th strikeout to end the inning, and Macon East strands a runner. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Glenwood 3, Macon East 1, as this game presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. And we'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Today's broadcast is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC and Opelika. Go to glennsmith.com for more information. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back here to Glenwood, bottom of the fifth inning. A big shout out to our public address announcer who's playing Prince. And for some strange reason, I got a craving for some pancakes. All right, Carter Judah coming up to the plate, leading things off. As Bryant Grimes' first pitch to Judah is high and above the letters for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Just missed. 2-0 to Carter Judah. By the way, also leading rusher on the Glenwood Gators football team, along with Dallas Crow. Crow was a dual threat quarterback that led the team in rushing. Carter Judah was second on the team. By the way, they did have their signing day, and congratulations to Dallas Crow and Thet Morris. That's in there for a strike as they are committing to Columbus State. They're going to play club football for the Columbus State Cougars, and definitely a sight to see at Connett Stadium. The 3-1, and that is outside, ball 4, a leadoff walk to Carter Judah. And now Levi Pender, who is 0 for 1. Sacrifice ground out, and he grounded out in a fielder's choice. He's got 1 RBI. Glenwood trying to get game 1. I think that the strategy, Coach Tim Fanning, we all know who's left. Tyler Sykes possibly could start game 2. Oh, they got him off guard, and there's a throw. Judah is out. That was a good throw by Morrison. They caught Judah napping, took a big lead at first. And now with 1 down and a 1-0 count to Levi Pender. Grimes, the 1-0, popped up in the infield. Calling everybody off is the shortstop, Gunnar Justice, to make the grab. And there is 2 away. Eli Bankston is coming up to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in the first. He had a slap single in the third. So he is 1 for 1. Grimes, first pitch to Bankston. It is outside, ball 1. And Bankston, ground ball right to Jackson Todd, the third baseman. Throw to first. Big stretch, and he beat it out. What a run by Eli Bankston to beat out the throw. And so with 2 outs, the inning is still alive. Cam White is the batter, looking for his first hit of the game. He is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first and grounded out to end the third. First pitch to White. Runner goes. Throw down, and it's not in time. That's going to be a stolen base. And why not? You got speed to beat the throw from the hit. Bankston with a stolen base. Staying aggressive here, trying to get some insurance runs here in the fifth. With the Gators leading game one, 3-1. Pitch to White is in there for a strike, 1-1. Grimes checks the runner at second. The 1-1, and that is popped up. Shallow right. Charging it. Calling it off is the second baseman, Sam Wallace, to make the catch as Glenwood strands a runner. We've played 5 here at Tim Fanning Field, Bill Bowers Park. Glenwood leads Macon East 3-1, and we'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to Glenwood. Top of the 6th inning. Mason McCrane out to work the 6th. 5 innings of work, 1 run, and he has got 6 strikeouts. Gunnar Justice, who is 0 for 2, leads off the 6th. There's a breaking ball that catches the top of the strike zone for strike 1. This is a good pitch by Mason McCrane, who's starting game 1, and we expect, and there's a hopper over to Griggs. Nice picking machine, throw to first in time, and Jackson Griggs with a great play, charged the ground ball and just picked it off the ground and fires to first for the first out here in the 6th. And Gunnar Justice has grounded out 3 times to the hot corner. Jackson Griggs, he's had a lot of action at shortstop. And Barrett Spaeth, who is 1 for 2, singled to start the 2nd. And he struck out to end the 3rd. Spaeth has scored the only run so far in the game for Macon East. And the lefty-on-lefty matchup, that is outside for a ball. McCrane, 0-1. High for a ball. 2-0. Here's the pitch, curveball, and that catches the corner for a strike to Barrett Spaeth. Here with 1 down, 2-1 count. Top of the 6th inning. Macon East down to 5 outs now, as that is just inside, and it runs the count 3-1. There's a 3-1 curve, and that's right in there for a strike. Anytime McCrane has a 3-1 count, he will bounce back and he will try to find a way to get a strike in there. And now he runs the count full to Spaeth. McCrane from the stretch. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. It gets away from the catcher. The throw down to first. And that is the 7th strikeout for Mason McCrane. 2 down, and Thad McKinney, who is 0 for 2, will come up to the plate. He struck out in the second, grounded out to start the fourth. Some finals over in the GHSA. Grayson takes game 1 over East Coweta, 7-4. That fastball is low for a ball. The defending 7A champions, Lowndes, is leading 6-0 over Harrison in the 5th inning. How about the defending champions of 6A? Howson County gets a road victory over Evans, 12-1. There's the 1-0 to McKinney. Line drive, left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And Thad McKinney has got a 2-out single here in the 6th. Jackson Todd is coming up to the plate. He represents the tying run for Macon East. Bottom of the 6th inning, Toombs County is leading Washington County 3-0. Forsyth Central leading Walton 15-4. 6th inning we go. North Cobb Christian leading Callaway 2-0. That pitch swung on a miss. Jackson Todd singled in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Golden opportunity for Macon East to come back into this game. McCrane from the stretch, the 0-1, fastball foul back, and he is ahead of the count. 0-2 to Jackson Todd. Columbus's season came to an end last night as Mary Persons defeated them in the 3rd and decisive game, 10-4. Congratulations to Coach Chad Mathis and the Columbus Blue Devils on a very successful season, making it to the 2nd round of the playoffs. McCrane, the 0-2, curve, strike 3, ring him up. What a pitch by Mason McCrane to get out of the jam and count it. He has got 8 strikeouts. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Glenwood holding on to a 3-1 lead here against Macon East in game 1 of the AISA semifinals here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Back here at Glenwood, bottom of the 6th inning. Still out on the mound for the Knights of Macon East is Bryant Grimes. So far, 5 innings of work, has given up 3 runs and 7 hits. As Mac Blair is going to lead things off. He is 2 for 2 here in the game. So it's gone final. The Atlanta Braves avoid the sweep over the Seattle Mariners. They defeat the Mariners 5-2. Chris Sale picks up the victory. He is 4-1 on the season. Rysel Iglesias with his 8th save. And their West Coast trip continues as they will face the Dodgers on Friday at Dodger Stadium. Blair's first pitch is in there for a strike. Glenwood trying to get some insurance runs as Macon East will be down to their final at-bats in the top of the 7th. Blair, the pitch is in there for a strike. A good changeup by Bryant Grimes. And both pitchers have pitched outstanding. Mason McCrane, Bryant Grimes. a couple of mistakes here and there, but this is really what we expected in game one, to be a low-scoring pitching affair. The 0-2 to Blair. Swung on a miss, strike three, and 3 straight strikes for Mac Blair, and he is out for the first out of the inning. Now Logan Henderson, who grounded out his last time up, he singled in the second inning. He's 1 for 2.
Number 15, Logan Henderson.
First pitch to Henderson, and that's looped in the gap. Is that going to fall? Oh, what a catch by the center fielder, Tanner Searles. That was a web gem of all web gems. And I know I'm trademarking Baseball Tonight, but had to say web gem. I know that Baseball Tonight owns it. Tanner Searles interchanneling his Andrew Jones. And that is the loud second out for Glenwood. Looked like that was going to be a gapper by Logan Henderson. Now Hudson Campbell swings at the first pitch, 0-1. Try to get a score update on that Troup County West Lawrence game. Also LaGrange taking on Wayne County. And there's a little chopper foul, 0-2. Good luck to Coach Tanner Glisson for Troup County, Coach Donnie Branch for LaGrange. We saw LaGrange a couple of times on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. They took on Central. And then Chris Gates went up and called that game against Calvary Christian up at the Branch. And we appreciate LaGrange and Troup County. Also called Troup County on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. The 0-2, fastball. There's a ground ball right to the shortstop, Gunnar Justice. Fires it over to first. And that is going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning from Macon East, but they're down to their 3 and final outs as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Glenwood leads 3-1. It's going to be one of those games. It's going to be a very tight-knit game, and we'll see if Mason McCrane comes on to pitch the 7th. We'll go back for a break here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We got one more inning to go, and we'll be right back.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to Glenwood. It's the AISA AAA semifinals between the Glenwood Gators and the Knights of Macon East, a rematch of the championship games last season where Glenwood won their first state title since 2017, trying to get 24 and Coach Fanning's 10th championship. And leading things off is going to be Bryant Grimes to start the 7th, and Mason McCrane is on to pitch the 7th. First pitch is in there for a strike. Nice curveball from Mason McCrane, who has so far pitched 6 innings. He's given up the one. He does not have an earned run. He's given up 1 run and 3 hits. And there's a little blooper right to the second baseman. It gets past the second baseman, Logan Henderson, into right field for a base hit for Bryant Grimes to start the 7th. And Bryant Morrison is coming up to the plate. He represents the tying run.
Now running for the Knights, number 2, Carter Hobson.
Carter Hobson is going to be the pinch runner for the pitcher Bryant Grimes. Glenwood hoping for a double play. And the pitch, there's a curveball that's in there for a strike. It's an 0-1 count to Bryant Morrison. And the pitch, there's a fastball, swung on a miss, 0-2. Mason McCrane already with 8 strikeouts. He's given up 4 hits now. The scoreboard actually says 2 errors. They're going to rule that one an error, so he's only given up 3 hits. And there's a little chopper foul. So we're going to go ahead and say that was an error on the second baseman. Although, I mean, that was hit well enough where you could rule it a hit. But the scorers are going to rule that one an error. McCrane from the stretch. And the throw, and he got him looking, got him napping, got him in a pickle. They're going to run him down, and they got him out. That out was huge because it takes away the base runner, and now there's 2 outs and nobody on. That was not a good decision by Macon East. You cannot be aggressive like that on the base paths because your tying run is at the plate. Now there's 1 out, and now McCrane's got to focus on the batter. Had to regroup there to try to reset the action. There's the 1-2, and it's inside, 2-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Brantley County is leading Worth County 6-5. This is action over in the GHSA. Curveball, strike 3, got him. 9 strikeouts by Mason McCrane. And Macon East is down to their last out. Parker Rustin, who has reached base both times, reached on an error, and he walked. And that's going to be low for a ball. Unbelievable. McCrane is 1 out away from a complete game win, and he's got to face the final batter here. He's got to focus on Parker Rustin. You got the top of the order coming up for Macon East. Parker Rustin is ahead in the count, 2-0. McCrane delivers the 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike, 2-1. We're in the 7th inning. Mount Perrin Christian leading Redan 4-1. Heritage leading Seckinger 4-0. There's a 2-1, swing and a miss, and Macon East is down to their final strike here in the top of the 7th. There, Glenwood is the home team. They will switch sides. Glenwood would be the road team in game 2. Here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and the ball game is over. Mason McCrane, 10 strikeouts, 7 innings. He picks up the win. He's given up the 1 run, 3 hits, and Glenwood takes game 1 of this AISA semifinal series. Wow, what a pitching performance by Mason McCrane. And this is what we expected in game 1. To have a pitching duel, the final line score, Macon East 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Glenwood 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. And we are going to go ahead and take a break. Coming up, we've got game 2 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live as Once again, the final score, Glenwood 3, Macon East 1. Get ready for game 2, and we will be right back.
second headset now. You good just doing this?
Huh?
I forgot to bring the second headset. Are you good doing this? Yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
I was trying to rush to get here.
I'm good, man.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. No worries.
If you need to take a break, just let me know.
No, because
I think it's gonna go pretty quick.
it's gonna be your second headset if you wanted to commentate.
I would. I was like,
But Thriss said something about Matthew White coming. If he wants to join me in the booth, you have the
I
microphone.
got the microphone. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. So you got the microphone.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
The bottom plate is broke. That's why I duct taped this.
That's fine.
But
That's
this
fine.
part works.
Will it work on my tripod?
It should be. Where's your tripod?
Right here.
See, where's the...
The shoe. Oh, right here.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool. Oh, you can bring me on because they're about
Just
to.
a reminder for game two,
You don't have to do it now. But yeah.
Glenwood will be the visiting team.
But
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Game 2 of the AISA AAA semifinals here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the Glenwood Gators and the Knights from Macon East. Glenwood won the first game 3-1 thanks to a gem pitched by Mason McCrane. 7 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. And we've got a good pitching matchup for you in Game 2 as Thad McKinney for the Knights will be taking on Tyler Sykes for the Glenwood Gators. Glenwood is the road team As the starting lineup, leading off and playing first base is Mason McCrane. Batting second and playing short is Jackson Griggs. Doing the DH tonight is Carter Judah. Batting fourth is Levi Pender, and he's over at third base. Batting fifth and playing left field is Eli Bankston. Batting sixth and behind the plate is Cal Lawrence. Batting seventh and in center field is Cam White. Batting eighth and playing second base is Logan Henderson. And batting ninth and in right field, Hudson Campbell. So Mason McCrane is actually the starting first base tonight. As the winner, we'll take on the winner of Clark Prep Lee Scott Academy, and got a score update over at Clark Prep. Clark Prep is leading 5-2 in game one. As the championship game will be held at Patterson Park May the 8th and 9th of next week. Glenwood trying to get back to that championship game back-to-back years. The defending AISA champions, and this is also a rematch of the championship games last season. So Thad McKinney is the pitcher. And his stats, he does not have a whole lot of appearances, but of course Max Preps is not updated for Macon East. He did have one inning of work, but definitely got a lot more stats. So Mason McCrane is going to lead things off for Glenwood. He was 1 for 3 rather, in game one with a double. And McKinney starts McCrane off with a strike. McKinney, the 0-1. And that is fouled away out of play, 0-2. McKinney ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter. Mason McCrane, there's a ground ball, and that's going to bounce into right field for a base hit. And McCrane is going to round first, and he's at second, and he holds with a leadoff double as he roped that one into right field. It took a very favorable hop in the infield, and Sam Wallace could not get it. And so Mason McCrane is aboard with a leadoff double. So Macon East trying to get their official record. They are 15-3. Their regular season record, 3-0 in their region. And I know that they are in Glenwood's region. We're trying to get some official stats on Macon East as Griggs shows bunt, pulls back, and it's going to be ball one. So 1-0 count. Griggs showing bunt, fouls it back. It's 1-1. Glenwood with a 33-7 record on the season. And they took game one. They are 1 win away from making it back to the state championship. McKinney checks the runner, pulls back the bunt, Griggs, and it's going to be high for a ball, 2-1. And the pitch, and that bunt is popped up right to the catcher, and he gets the out. That was not what Jackson Griggs wanted to do on the bunt. And Parker Rustin, good heads-up play just to get underneath it to make the catch. And that will bring to the plate Carter Judah, the designated hitter. who went 1 for 2 in game 1 with a double and a walk. McKinney checks McCrane, and the pitch to Judah is high and upstairs, ball 1. So 1-0 inside, 2-0 to Carter Judah. Over in the GHSA, Howson County defeats Evans 12-1. Brantley County defeats Worth County 8-6. It was Walker over Banks County 3-2. Heritage defeats Seckinger 4-0. Mount Perrin Christian Academy defeats Redan 4-1. 2-0 count, and that's in there for a strike, 2-1. It was Buford over West Forsyth 16-9. Grayson defeats East Coweta 7-4. Lowndes defeats Harrison 9-1. Brookwood defeats Hillgrove 6-3. Callaway North Cobb Christian tied at 2 in the 8th inning. How about those Callaway Cavaliers battling back? They were down 2-0. North Cobb Christian Academy out of Ackworth, Georgia. My old neck of the woods. It's a hitter's count to Carter Judah. I'm just going to call time. So between games, I got to say, the concession stand does a phenomenal job with their food. They've got great cheeseburgers. And they got barbecue sandwich, or actually, no, they have cheeseburgers. They did a good job with the cheeseburgers. And then, of course, the nachos, and they always do a great job. Like Calvary, Pacelli, they all, we really appreciate the concessions. And a lot of volunteers that do hard work. The 3-1 to Judah, and that is outside, ball 4. So Glenwood, with 1 out, has got 2 runners on. And now Levi Pinder is going to come up to the plate. He was 0 for 2 in game 1 with an RBI. Glenwood won the first game 3-1. This is game 2. First pitch to Pinder. That's in there for a strike. Forsyth Central leading Walton 15-4 in the 3rd inning. There's a 0-1 changeup, just missed. It is 1-1. Also, want to say congratulations to the Calvary Christian softball team. 3 championships in a row as they won the championship yesterday. There's the 1-1 to Pinder, and that's looped into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And the right fielder, Barrett Spaeth, throws it back into the infield. And Glenwood has the bases loaded with 1 out. So that is the 2nd hit of the game for the Gators. And now Eli Bankston with the bases loaded and 1 out. Bankston reached base all 3 times in game 1. He was hit by a pitch, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a stolen base. McKinney's first pitch to Bankston is a changeup, popped up in the infield. Underneath it is Morrison. Makes the catch for out number 2. And that will bring to the plate the catcher, Cal Lawrence. It's his first plate appearance of the games. Cal Lawrence on the season, batting .300 with 18 RBIs, a triple, and a double. McKinney delivers. The first pitch to Lawrence. It's in the dirt and a good stop by Rustin. It's 1-0. LaGrange taking on Wayne County over in Jessup today. Curve inside, ball 2. Troup County over in Dublin, Georgia, taking on West Lawrence. Perry is taking on Whitewater. There's a pitch, fastball in there for a strike. 2-1. Noonan is taking on Lassiter. We'll try to get score updates. There's a 2-1. That's in the dirt. Gets by the catcher. Here comes McCrane. Slides, and he's safe. And then we got the runner going over to second. Glenwood takes the 1-0 lead. Good base running by Mason McCrane on a pass ball. And that was huge because Glenwood had the bases loaded and now takes a little bit of pressure off Lawrence here in the first. And he's got a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. McKinney delivers. And the pitch, and that's lined into center. That is going to fall for a base hit as the center fielder, Tanner Searles, could not come up with it. 1 run scores. Pinder scores. Glenwood leads Macon East 3-0 here in the first. That is a 2-out, 2 RBI single for Cal Lawrence. And he's got a pinch hitter, Matt Lair, coming in. And now Cam White with 2 outs and a runner at first. White trying to look for his first hit of the series. He was 0 for 3 in game 1. Thad McKinney in a little bit of trouble here for Macon East. Was already given up 3 runs here in the first. First pitch to White and is chopped foul. It looks like Glenwood, they scored 3 runs in game 1. And it was a great pitching performance by both pitchers. I mean, you had just an outstanding performance, but it seems like here in the first inning, the bats have come to life here for Glenwood. Of course, Glenwood is the road team. That's high and upstairs for ball 1, 1-1. Glenwood trying to close out game 2 so they do not have to come back here tomorrow for a winner-take-all game 3, which will be back here if Macon East is able to win game 2. But Glenwood, so far, with a 3-run lead. And Cam White, the batter, faced with a 2-1 count. And the pitch to McKinney, swing and a miss, strike 2. It's 2-2 on the batter, Cam White. As we got time. Other action in the GHSA, Holy Innocents Episcopal taking on Lovelet. Habersham Central taking on Etowah. Glen Academy is taking on Marist. How about this matchup? Benedictine and Stars Mill. Sign me up for that one. 2-2. Change up high, and that runs the count full. Pierce County, where Stetson Bennett went to school, taking on Jeff Davis. The 2-time 4A champion North Oconee is taking on Westminster. Back over to first. Appling County is taking on Cook. How about this matchup? Thomas County Central taking on Woodward Academy. Runner goes, payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and Cam White is out on strikeouts, but not before the damage is done. Glenwood puts up 3 runs thanks to a 2 RBI single by Cal Lawrence. And we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Glenwood 3, Macon East nothing here. Game 2 of the AISA semifinal 3A action right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97,000.
Welcome back to Glenwood, as it is game 2 between Glenwood and Macon East, the rematch of all rematches of the state championship game last season. Macon East, the number 5 seed, they knocked off Bessemer Academy in the first round. Glenwood, the overall number 1 seed, knocked off Morgan Academy in the first round. And on the mound is Tyler Sykes, 8-0 on the season. His earned run average is probably like .68, as I got unofficial stats here. But he pitched a gem the last time he took the mound, as he only had 2 base runners. He was 1 strike away from a no-hitter, and the batter for Morgan Academy broke up the no-hitter. But Tyler Sykes won game 1. Now he's starting game 2. Let's see if this strategy is paying off for Coach Fanning, because Mason McCrane pitched a beauty in the first game, and now Tyler Sykes is out on the mound for the second game. And leading off for Macon East is Tanner Searles, followed by Bryant Grimes, Gunnar Justice, Barrett Spaeth, Thad McKinney, Jackson Todd, Bryant Morrison, Parker Rusted, and Sam Wallace. The 0-1 chopped foul. Tanner Searles went 0 for 3 in game 1 with a couple of ground outs. Sykes ahead of the count, 0-2. And the pitch. And swung on a miss, and Tanner Searles went chasing after a pitch. Looked like a slider that just kept swifting away from the zone for the first strikeout. And now Bryant Grimes will be the batter. So Tyler Sykes, he's got some good stuff, good command of his fastball. He's really come on strong here in this year. I mean, he was the number 2 starter behind Jacob Page last year. Pitched against Macon East in that championship game at Patterson Park last season. Starts Grimes off with a ball, swing and a miss, 1-1. Some of the action around the Chattahoochee Valley. We got a busy Friday. Brookstone taking on Mount DeSales Academy. Pacelli taking on Strong Rock Christian. Here's the 1-1. And that catches the outside corner, strike 2. It's 1-2. Calvary Christian on the road taking on Rock Springs Christian Academy. That is going to be in Milner. The 1-2, and that's popped up. Foul. We'll reset the table again, 1-2. Here with 1 out, and Tyler Sykes, he's got some run support. He's got his team up 3-0. Delivers the 1-2, fastball, strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Sykes. And now Gunnar Justice is going to come up to the plate for the Knights. Justice 0 for 3. He grounded out 3 times to the shortstop. And the first pitch to Justice is a fastball inside for a ball. It's a 1-0 count to Justice. So a lot of the action in the GHSA in the higher classification started today. As that gets by the catcher, it's 2-0. But we did have action yesterday, including Mary Persons ending the Columbus Blue Devils season with a 10-4 victory. There's a 2-0, and that's in there, 2-1. Callaway and North Cobb Christian still tied at 2 apiece. Clark Prep leading Lee Scott Academy 5-2 in game 1. 2-1, swing and a miss. It evens the count at 2-2. The winner of this series will take on the winner of Clark Prep Lee Scott, which is being played at Clark Prep. They are the overall number 2 seed. Here's a 2-2. That's in the dirt, and it runs the count full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning here at Glenwood. Glenwood, Macon East. Sykes, payoff pitch. And that's a high fly ball. Center field, White, back, underneath it. Kemp's underneath it and makes the grab for the final out of the first inning. 3 up, 3 down for Glenwood. We've played one here at Tim Fanning Field, Bill Bowers Park. We go to the top of the second inning. It's Glenwood 3, Macon East, nothing. And we'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Back here at Glenwood, top of the second inning. Glenwood, the Gators, leading 3-0. Winner goes on to the AISA AAA championship games, which will be next week, May the 8th and 9th at Patterson Park in Montgomery. And the first batter up here in the second is Logan Henderson, and McKinney starts him out with a ball. Henderson was 1 for 3 in the first game. Did have a single. Flied out to center. There's the 1-0, and that's in the dirt. 2-0. Glenwood is the road team here in game 2. 3 hits, no errors. So far, Macon East, no runs, no hits, no errors. I know the scoreboard says Glenwood, but not to be confused. And there's a strike. It's 2-1. Yeah, that's why the PA announcer has to say in the beginning of the game, Glenwood is the road team, and that's what they do here in the playoffs. There's the 2-1. There's a breaking ball, just missed, and it is a hitter's count, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. McKinney. That is outside, ball 4, a leadoff walk to Logan Henderson here in the second. And now Hudson Campbell, the number 9 hitter, coming up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 in that first game. Grounded out twice and struck out. And then it's back to the top of the order for Glenwood. Henderson at first. He's got a good lead. And showing bunt, pulling back is Campbell. It's ball 1. Right now, Glenwood up 3-0. They want to try to get as much insurance runs as possible for their pitcher, Tyler Sykes. Showing bunt again and lays down a beauty, and McKinney's going to underhand it to first. And Campbell gets the job done and sacrifices Henderson over to second. And that will bring up to the plate one of the hottest hitters in the AISA, Mason McCrane, who doubled and scored a run his first time up. The last time we saw him last week, he hit a 2-run shot. He's got 8 home runs on the season. Had a double and an RBI in game 1. And he's got a golden opportunity here for Glenwood to tack on to this lead McKinney from the stretch. Checks down Henderson. First pitch to McCrane is inside for a ball. Mason McCrane, a three-sport star for the Glenwood Gators. Pitched a gem in game one. 7 innings. Gave up the 1 run, 10 strikeouts with the victory. He's got a 1-0 count. McKinney to the plate. Breaking ball, high fly ball. Center field. Camped underneath it, going back, way back. It's gone! A 2-run blast for Mason McCrane, his 9th home run of the season. Touch 'em all. The tip of the cap, and let's get a look at the teammates. There we go. Love that celebration. It is now 5-0. I tell you, when you're hot, you're hot. He took that one, and I'll be honest with you, it looked like a very loud pop-up. It looked like it could have been just a warning track shot, but it kept going, and it cleared the fence. All right, Jackson Griggs, the batter, and that hit him. Griggs gets hit by a pitch, and he is going to take first base. And now Carter Judah, the batter. He walked in the first. Some of the action in the GIAA starting on May the 3rd. We got First Preparatory Christian taking on Robert Toombs. Central Fellowship taking on Piedmont Academy. Citizens Christian is taking on Southwest Georgia Academy. Deerfield Windsor is taking on Terrell Academy. Dominican Christian taking on John Millage. Crisp Academy is taking on David Emmanuel. Strong Rock Christian taking on Pacelli. Mount DeSales Academy taking on Brookstone. Valwood taking on Pinewood Christian. Thomas Jefferson is taking on Harvester Christian. Fullington Academy is taking on those Flint River Academy Wildcats. And a big shout out to Joe Howard, the voice of Flint River. They are the #1 overall seed over in Single A. George Walton taking on First Presbyterian Day. They are the overall #1 seed in 4A. Carter Judah, the batter, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Earlier today, the Atlanta Braves defeated the Seattle Mariners 5-2. Chris Sale gets the victory. Rysel Iglesias picks up his 8th save, and that's their 20th win of the season. The 0-1 is inside for a ball. Getting ready to take on the Dodgers this Friday night at Dodger Stadium. Having to face Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts. The 1-1, that's foul back, 1-2. And despite the lineup that the Dodgers have and their payroll, the Braves are yet still the odds-on favorite to win the World Series. Even with all the injuries to Spencer Strider, Ozzie Albies coming off the DL. You got Sean Murphy trying to come off the injured list. As the runner goes, the throw, and that is going to be not in time. That is going to be a stolen base for Jackson Griggs. He's got speed on the base paths. And now Carter Judah faced with a 2-2 count with 1 out. It breaks up the double play. Other scores in the GIAA. Bethlehem Christian Academy is taking on Tatnall Square Academy. Tatnall Square is the #4 seed in 4A. There's the 2-2 to Judah. Just missed it, runs the count full. It's a 3-ball and 2-strike count to Carter Judah. Thad McKinney down Griggs. Here's the payoff pitch to Judah. Breaking ball, swung on a miss, strike 3. A big strikeout for Thad McKinney. And now Levi Pender here with 2 outs and a runner at second. Coming up to the plate, he is 1 for 1 as he singled in that first inning. First pitch to Pender is high and upstairs. Ball one. Columbus State softball in the Peach Belt Championship against North Georgia College. Good luck to the Lady Cougars. Got the Cougars starting the first round of the Peach Belt Conference Championship for baseball this weekend. Good luck to Coach Appleton and the Columbus State Cougars baseball team. We also got CVCC Pirates and Lady Pirates action here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Kenny's 2-0, and that's in there for a strike. To Levi Pender, who is a three-sport athlete for Glenwood. He is the quarterback for the football team. He plays small forward. He's a wing player for Coach Purdue on the basketball team. And so playing for Coach Nelson, Coach Purdue, and now Coach Fanning on the baseball team. He's got a 2-1 count, the cleanup hitter, and he pops it up. And that's going to be camped underneath it and makes the grab is the second baseman, Sam Wallace, to get out of the inning. But not before the two-run blast by Mason McCrane, and Glenwood now leads 5-0 over Macon East. We go to the bottom of the second inning here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Glenwood with a 5-run lead.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Bottom of the second inning, Glenwood leading Macon East 5-0 in this game 2 of the AISA AAA semifinal round. The winner will face the winner of Clark Prep and Lee Scott Academy. The latest score update I got is Clark Prep is leading Lee Scott 5-2. We'll try to get a score update on that to see if Clark Prep takes game 1. As that game is, the games are being played at Clark Prep. Tyler Sykes on to pitch the second inning as he retired the first 3 batters of the first, and Barrett Spaeth, the cleanup hitter, coming up for the Knights. Spaeth was 1 for 3 in game 1. He singled and he struck out twice. He's faced with a 2-0 count. Sykes delivers the 2-0. It is outside, ball 3. So the Columbus State baseball team, they will take on the University of North Georgia in the first round of the Peach Belt Conference Baseball Tournament this Friday in Milledgeville. There's the 3-0, and it's in there for a strike, 3-1. Let's see if Tyler Sykes can battle back from this 3-0 count. Barrett Spaeth is now in a hitter's count, trying to get aboard, trying to give Macon East some signs of life, as that is in there, strike 2. So Tyler Sykes has run the count full, and that's what you want to do if you're a confident pitcher. You know that you got control, you can throw strikes, you were working the corners. Now try to face the batter with a 3-2 count. Here's the payoff pitch, and that is foul tipped, and Sykes is just going right after the cleanup hitter, trying to get him to swing, and Spaeth just trying to put the ball in play. Anything close, Spaeth is going to protect that strike zone. All right, here we go. Payoff pitch. And he took something off it. It's a high chopper over to Pender. Throw to first. Nice stretch by McCrane, but he dropped the ball. McCrane had the stretch. It looked like they got the out, but that's going to be an error on Mason McCrane. And Barrett Spaeth is aboard. And here comes Thad McKinney pitching in this game. McKinney went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a strikeout, a ground out, and a single. Sykes working from the stretch. And the first pitch to McKinney is a fastball that's in there for a strike. Good location right on the outside corner for Tyler Sykes, who was fresh off of his complete game, 1-hit shutout of Morgan Academy last week. Pitch to McKinney, just missed as Lawrence was trying to sell it, but that's going to be 1-1. It's a 1-1 count. And the pitch, there's a ground ball right to Sykes. He's got to charge it, throw to first. In time for the out, the runner will advance. So Spaeth is over at second, and that will bring to the plate Jackson Todd. Well, Jackson Todd went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a ground out, strikeout, and a single. The third baseman steps in with a runner in scoring position with his team trailing 5-0. Sykes working from the stretch, and the first pitch to Todd is a breaking ball that's in there for a strike. And just in case anybody's wondering, they did have the universal coin toss for the GHSA. So if they're like seeds, the bottom of the bracket will get home field in the quarterfinals. Just in case you're wondering. Here's the 0-1. There's a ground ball right to Pinder. Checks the runner at second. Throws to first in time for the second out. A good job by Levi Pinder to make sure that runner did not move a muscle. And Barrett Spaeth is camped at second base with 2 outs. Bryant Morrison, the first baseman, the lefty, comes in. Morrison, well, he had a rough day at the plate in game 1. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So Morrison wants to try to get something going here with Spaeth in scoring position. Sykes' first pitch to Morrison, swing and a miss. 0-1. As we are in baseball playoffs now for all classifications in Georgia and Alabama. And the 0-1 is outside for a ball. We got the GIAA playoffs in the second round starting this weekend. Quarterfinal action this weekend for the GHSA. We got the quarterfinal action for the second round action for the AHSAA this week. Central taking on Baker. As that is back to the screen, and look out. I know we got a screen here, but probably caught the feel of that on the camera. That's why we do what we do. It's a 1-2 count. Sykes trying to get out of this inning, just stranding that runner at second. Checks the runner at second. The 1-2. That is fouled back out of play, and we will start it up again. It is final. North Cobb Christian does defeat Callaway in game 1, 4-3. North Paulding defeats Parkview 8-5. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3, got him on the outside corner, and that's the third strikeout for Tyler Sykes. And that runner is stranded at second. We played 2 here at Glenwood. It's the Gators 5, the Knights nothing. We go to the top of the third inning, and we'll be right back right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, you're ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Top of the third inning we go, and leading things off for Glenwood is Eli Bankston, who popped out to the first baseman his first time up. Bankston in that first game had 2 hits, reached base all 3 times, and a stolen base. And Thad McKinney, first pitch to Bankston, and he's fouled back out of play. Top of the 5th inning, Troup County trails West Lawrence 2-1. A big shout out to Kevin Eckleberry from BTV Sports for updates as he covers everything Troup County. You got Troup County, LaGrange, and Callaway all in the playoffs. As that is a nice hit in the hole by Eli Bankston. And that is a leadoff single. And he was early on that and looked like he chopped at it, and he just hit it right between the third baseman and the shortstop for a leadoff single. Cal Lawrence, last time he was up, he had a huge base hit, a 2 RBI single, and he is 1 for 1 in the game. Cal Lawrence doing the catching. He caught in the first game, but he was just a designated fielder. And runner goes, shows bunt, throw down to second, and a good job by Bankston getting in there head first for another stolen base of the series. And he's got to go pick up his batting gloves. It like fell out of his pocket. And Bankston is now in scoring position for Glenwood. So Glenwood staying aggressive here in the third inning, up 5-0. The winner will advance to the AISA championship games next week at Patterson Park in Montgomery. McKinney, pitch is just outside to Lawrence. It's 2-0. Most of the action in the GHSA is Game 2 action going on right now, as we'll try to get score updates. Most of the first games went final, as there's a nice shot into left field. Bankston's got himself a single. Rounding third and scoring is Eli Bankston, and is now 6-0. And that is the 3rd RBI for Cal Lawrence. As the manager for Macon East is going to have a conversation, Coach Graham having a conversation with his pitcher. And it looks like that will be all for Thad McKinney. So we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound is Bryant Morrison. As it is the top of the third inning, Glenwood leads Macon East 6-0. We'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live with this pitching change. And you don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Today's broadcast is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC and Opelika. Go to glennsmith.com for more information. Get ready to smile.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenwood Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back here to Glenwood, and the new pitcher on the mound is Bryant Morrison. On to pitch the third, and Cam White, the batter. He is 0 for 1 in this game. He struck out. Still no outs. Cal Lawrence, actually, with that hit, he's got himself a pinch runner, and Cam White showing bunt, and he's just going to try to beat out this bunt, and he does. What a bunt, as Morrison could not field it. That might have been the most perfect bunt I've seen a player beat out. Cam White knew that he was going to beat out that bunt. So that's 3 singles in a row for Glenwood. And now Logan Henderson, the batter, he does not have an official at bat here in game 2. He walked his last time up in the second inning, scored a run off that Mason McCrane 2-run blast. Morrison, first pitch, and showing bunt is Henderson, but pulling it back for ball 1. Some baseball action yesterday in the GHSA. How about Schley County getting the 11-1 win over Towns County? I believe that's a game 2 final. And there's a nice bunt. It's going to go foul, 1-1. Heard County, they split the series with Swainsboro, so they will have a winner-take-all game 3 today. Bleckley County defeated Bacon County in both games yesterday, so they advance. Actually, Swainsboro did win the third and final game, so they are advancing. And that one is a little high, 2-1. McIntosh ends up beating Coffee 4-1. And then McIntosh defeats Coffee in the second game 3-0, so they advance to the quarterfinals. 2-1, breaking ball, and there's a bunt right to Morrison. Throw to first in time, and the runners advance, so Henderson gets the job done to advance the runners in scoring position, and now Hudson Campbell will come up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out.
Now batting for the Gators, number 5, Hudson Campbell.
And then it's back to the top of the order. I love his walk-up song. If you don't know, probably off track 1 and probably the greatest album of all time. I'm just going to say that. I'm not even going to say the title of the song. You could try to figure that out on your own. There's a breaking ball right there on the outside corner. It's an 0-1 count. Morrison. The 0-1, breaking ball, swung on a miss. It's strike 2. So Schley County does advance to the quarterfinals, beating Towns County 11-1 and 8-4. But they will be on the road. Check swing. Did he go around? Did he go around? Yes, he did. That's a strikeout. Hudson Campbell goes down on strikeouts for the second out, and now the top of the order with 2 runners on. And with first base open, the logical decision here is to walk Mason McCrane. And I think that that's going to happen here. I don't know if Morrison's going to pitch to McCrane. It is a lefty-lefty matchup, but, you know, it's high school baseball. I mean, I'm not really into the whole lefty-lefty matchup or analytics or anything. I think Morrison might go after McCrane. Morrison, first pitch to McCrane. Kerr just missed. It's ball 1. So if he gets behind McCrane, he might pitch around him with first base being open. Morrison, pitch is low for a ball. It's 2-0. And I think that that might be the strategy here, to just pitch around McCrane and give him first base with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. I don't see McCrane getting a strike anywhere. Morrison's 2-0 to McCrane. Curve just missed. Well, I'll give you that. Morrison is actually trying to work the strike zone and make McCrane fish, but McCrane is not up there swinging. He knows that he could take some pitches here. And now he's got a 3-0 count. He's probably just going to keep the bat on his shoulder, especially with first base being open. All right, Morrison. The pitch. That is outside, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for Jackson Griggs, who is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, but he's also got a stolen base.
Now batting number 1, Jackson Griggs.
Morrison's first pitch to Griggs with the bases loaded is outside for a ball. So with Schley County beating Towns County, they advance to the quarterfinals where they will host Lanier County. Lanier County was the number 2 seed. They defeated Baconton, who was the number 1 seed. Morrison, pitch to Griggs is in there for a strike, 1-1. Bowden, they defeat Washington Wilkes. They are going to take on Wilcox County, but that's going to be at Wilcox County. Mount Zion taking on Charlton County, and ECI taking on Lake Oconee Academy. This is Class 1A Division II matchups. As it gets by the catcher, and there's a play at the plate, and it's going to be safe as the pinch runner ends up getting a stolen base. That was number 14, Mac Blair, with a stolen base. And a run scored. It's now 7-0. Morrison, a 2-1 count to Griggs. Trying to get out of this inning. Fastball, ground ball, right to the shortstop, Justice. And the first baseman bobbles the ball, and another run scores. 2-run score. It's now 9-0 Glenwood. Yeah, that was a very tough play for Bryant Morrison. He bobbles the ball. Glenwood is up 10-0. Carter Judah is going to come up to the plate. Griggs at first. He is a threat to steal as Judah fouls it back. And why not? You got 2 stolen bases in the series. Jackson Griggs has got speed on the base paths. You got to show your talent and try to get a stolen base here. That is going to be inside for a ball. It's a 1-1 count. And the pitch is a curve that catches the corner for a strike. 1-2 to Judah. So over in 7A in the GHSA, Grayson defeats East Coweta in the first game, 7-4. East Coweta, the number 1 seed. Grayson, the number 3 seed. There's the 1-2, line drive right over to Justice. Throw to second, gets the out, the force out, but not before Glenwood puts up 4 runs in this inning. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, it's Glenwood 9, Macon East nothing. We'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back here to Glenwood as the Gators leading the Knights 9-0. Tyler Sykes on the mound to work the bottom of the 3rd inning. Looking at the bracket in 5A, Greenbrier and Ola are all knotted up at 1 apiece. They'll play a winner-take-all game today. We'll try to get a score update on that. Kell and Villa Rica all knotted up at 1 apiece. Winner take all today. McIntosh advances to take on Loganville in the quarterfinals as McIntosh defeats Coffee. Ware County defeats Greater Atlanta Christian to advance to the quarterfinals. The home of Davis Mills. He was the number 1 overall recruit a couple years ago, went on to Stanford. Also played baseball for Greater Atlanta Christian. That first pitch is in there to Parker Rustin, leading off the 3rd as Tyler Sykes starts him off with a ball. Cartersville is going to take on Locust Grove in the quarterfinals. That pitch is high and upstairs. And I almost can guarantee you that Trevor Lawrence played for Cartersville for baseball. That's probably a given. I mean, these are absolutely outstanding athletes. I mean, we know Deshaun Watson played for Gainesville. I mean, these are just world-class athletes. But don't quote me on that. I'll have to do my research. I know some of you watching are probably Googling Trevor Lawrence right now and trying to see if he's played baseball. But we'll take a look at the other brackets, 4A. Right now, West Lawrence did defeat Troup County 6-4 in that first game. They're playing game 2 right now. LaGrange is taking on Wayne County. Cedartown taking on Cherokee Bluff. Over on the other side of the bracket, North Oconee taking on Westminster. Perry taking on Whitewater. That pitch is in there for a strike. It's 3-1. Benedictine and Stars Mill. And then Seconder taking on Heritage. There's the 3-1, and there's a line drive up the middle, but Griggs to it, throws it. What a stretch by Mason McCrane, and that was a good awareness by Jackson Griggs to get there and throw out the runner. As Parker Rustin with a ground out, and Sam Wallace, his first at-bat of this game, the second baseman. Wallace was 0 for 3 in game 1, and a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Sykes, the 0-1 fastball inside for a ball. So in 3A, Mary Persons advances to take on Wesleyan. This will be the quarterfinals that will start on May the 4th. Calvary Day taking on Dawson County. There's the 1-1, and that is fouled back. Thomasville defeated Pike County 9-4. Game 2 underway. We'll try to get a score update on that. Oconee County will advance to the quarterfinals. We got Peach County taking on Harlem, and Hebron Christian advances to the quarterfinals. That is 3A. And there's a ground ball. That's going to go right to Pender. Pender, the throw to first, in time for the second out. So 5-3 on the put out. So 2 down here in the third. And the leadoff hitter, Tanner Searles, is coming up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Sykes' first pitch to Searles. It's in there for a strike. Over in the 2A bracket, North Cobb Christian did defeat Callaway in game 1. Pierce County taking on Jefferson Davis in the other bracket. Remember, the bottom of the bracket gets home field if both seeds are similar. Walker ends up defeating Banks County. Cook is taking on Appling County. Mount Perrin Christian taking on Redan. And Brantley County defeated Worth County in the first game. There's a ground ball foul, and it's 1-2. Over in the 6A bracket, Houston County defeated Evans in game 1. They take a 1-0 series lead. Lassiter is taking on Noonan. Thomas County Central taking on Woodward Academy. There's a 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. What a pitch by Tyler Sykes. He's got 4 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down. We played 3 here at Glenwood. And the Gators lead the Knights 9-0 as we go to the top of the 4th inning right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back here to Glenwood, top of the 4th inning. Levi Pender coming up to bat, who's also the quarterback of the Glenwood Gators for the fall season for Coach Ryan Nelson. They open up the season August 23rd against the Valley Rams, making their debut in the AISA AAA. I'm excited about that. By the way, a big shout out to Thet Morris. As we were talking a little bit, he's up here rooting on for the Glenwood Gators. We appreciate his support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thet Morris going to go on to play football for Columbus State, one of the top defenders on the Glenwood football team for Coach Ryan Nelson. There's a 1-0 count to Pender, and that's blooped into center. Underneath it, camped underneath it is going to be the center fielder, Tanner Searles, and he makes the grab for the first out. Eli Bankston is coming up to the plate with 1 out. He is 1 for 1 with a single. He's actually 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-up to the third baseman. Morrison First pitch to Bankston, and there's a little chopper right back to Morrison. Throw to first. In time for the second out. 2 quick outs here in the fourth. And that will bring up one of the hottest hitters in this game, Cal Lawrence. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. As Glenwood leads Macon East 9-0. This is a rematch of the AISA AAA state championship last season, where Glenwood won their 24th championship, their 9th for Coach Fanning, first championship since 2017. I mean, you look at this stadium and all the championship banners in the outfield, including right in front of me, the 92 championship that featured Tim Hudson, as that is out of play. By the way, we are approximately a year ago, Thrift and I were here, and we were calling that Glenwood Lee Scott series. And of course, it wasn't for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It was on Thrift Behringer's Facebook page, but that's how we got the idea started. And Glenwood ended up winning both games and advancing to the championship. And it was also the final games managed by Tim Hudson. As Tim Hudson was a pitching coach for Auburn, and then he went on to be the manager for Lee Scott last season, as his son played for the team, and a longtime Glenwood Gator, also played at CVCC, won a World Series with the Giants in 2014, inducted into the Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Fame in 2010. Here's the 0-2. And that's up the middle, a base hit by Cal Lawrence. He is 3 for 3 for 3 singles. Cal Lawrence is like, give me the bat. I'm going to put the ball in play. And he's getting the courtesy pinch runner. Mac Blair is going to go on to pinch run for Cal Lawrence. And now Cam White, or Camden, like people like to call him. By the way, a big shout out to his dad, Matthew White. Called a Glenwood State Championship game with his dad. Great moment, too, in Macon. As that's in the gap. That is going to fall for a base hit. And rounding second, Blair. He's at third. Blair, he's coming to the plate. Here's the throw. And he is. Well, is he safe? He's safe. Oh, man, we've got the best view. I had to wait for that umpire to make the call. The umpire with a little delay on the call. That's going to bring out the manager, but what aggressive base running by Blair. Wow. Mac Blair. I tell you, he was running that base path like a Mack truck. And he was in there, and it's now 10-0. And that's Cam White's second hit of the game. And back to that moment, having his dad, Matthew White, up in the broadcast booth, and his sister, Emerson White, hit a big shot in that game. It was a great moment, especially for his dad calling that game. Well, we appreciate his dad, Matthew White, for his support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and really just appreciated just that moment that we had, calling that game. That's going to be low. It's 1-1, 2 outs. A reminder that the 10-run rule is in effect after the 5th inning. So Glenwood does lead 10-0. That is something to keep in mind, as that is hit on the fists, and Morrison makes the grab to end the inning, but not before Glenwood tacks on another run as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Glenwood 10, Macon East nothing, and we'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back here to Glenwood, bottom of the fourth inning. Macon East has got some work to do with their season on the line. The winner will advance to the AISA Championship, where they will await the winner of Clark Prep, Lee Scott. We'll try to get a score update, especially on that first game. Lee Scott Academy taking on Clark Prep. And the first pitch to Bryant Grimes leading off the fourth is a strike. Tyler Sykes doing quick work, and Macon East knows if they don't score any runs here, they got 6 more outs to try to keep this inning and the game alive. That is outside for a ball, 1-1. Sykes delivers the 1-1, and that is golfed out of the strike zone. It's going to be fouled down the third base line. It's 1-2. One and two to the batter, to Bryant Grimes, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. By the way, the Columbus Lions are in action May the 10th. They're taking on the Cedar Rapids Keens, the River Keens, I believe. And then their home opener, May the 25th, taking on the Harrisburg Stampede. And there's a pitch. There's a ground ball right to the second baseman, Henderson. Throw to first. In time for the out. And Grimes grounds out for the first out here in the fourth.
Number 3, Gunnar Justice.
Gunnar Justice, who lined out to the center fielder his first time up in the first. One down. Sykes, first pitch to Justice. That is low and outside for a ball, 1-0. Sykes. Breaking ball inside. It's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is high fly ball. Deep. That is gone. That is a solo shot by Gunnar Justice. He hit it where the cicadas are hanging out. And it's 10-1. Although we don't hear him at all. That was a rocket. And Gunnar Justice, one of the top hitters for Macon East. I mean, he has his batting average at .667. And that breaks up the no-hitter. Barrett Spieth, the batter. He reached on an error in the second. He's got an 0-1 count. Sykes to the plate. Fastball outside. It's 1-1. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Spaeth is down in the count, 1-2. Here with one out. Sykes, the 1-2, popped up. Playable. White, and he cannot come up with it. That was at the warning track, and trying to get back to the bag, and he tripped as Barrett Spaeth. But he is aboard. That's going to be ruled an error on Cam White. Might have lost it under the lights. But that was warning track power. That was in the deepest part of the field. It is 352 to straight center. It looked like it was a pop-up, but that was way out there, and Cam White just could not get it under the lights. And the umpire is kind of discussing something. As Macon East just trying to extend this game. We're here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As they want to try to get a rally going. Thad McKinney is now the batter.
Now batting number 5, Thaddeus McKinney.
He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher. First pitch to McKinney. It's outside for a ball. Seventh inning, Cherokee Bluff is leading Cedartown 13-9. Mount Perrin Christian Academy leading Redan 6-5 in the seventh inning. Some scores over in the GHSA. And that's in there for a strike, 1-1. Most of the games have gone final in game one. We've got game twos going on right now. As we'll try to get some score updates. There's the 1-1 inside for a ball. It's a 2-1 count. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. As we will be at Pacelli this Friday. We're also going to have CVCC baseball and softball as we wrap up the regular season. And if Glenwood is to win this game, we will be there next week at Patterson Park for the Glenwood Championship Games. By the way, Troup County defeats West Lawrence in Game 2. They will take on West Lawrence tomorrow for a winner-take-all game in Dublin. That's in there for a strike, 2-2. Boy, Troup County, they really know how to battle back. They lost Game 1 to Shaw, and they won Game 2 and 3. Sykes off the mound. Tell you, a big shout out to Kevin Eckleberry. That's fouled back. He is the hardest working sports writer in Troup County. And I got to say, I'm going to miss my relationship working up in LaGrange for the past 6 years where I've gotten invested with Callaway, Troup County, and LaGrange. And I mean, I feel like in the next couple of months, it's all going to come to an end. But I still support Troup County Athletics. They have been fantastic. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Got him. Strike 3 on Thad McKinney. And that is the 5th strikeout for Tyler Sykes. 2 outs, and Jackson Todd coming up to the plate. He ground out. He is 0 for 1. Grounded out in the second inning. In the third inning, Forsyth Central leads Walton 15-4. North Gwinnett leads Cherokee 7-6 in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Jackson Todd down 0-1. Sykes from the stretch. The 0-1. And there's a ground ball. Little dribbler over to Jackson Griggs. Scoops it, throws it to first. And what a stretch by Mason McCrane to get the out. And Mason jogging to the dugout, but not before Macon East gets on the board. A solo shot by Gunnar Justice. We've played 4 here in Glenwood. It's 10-1. Glenwood, Macon East, here in Game 2 of the AISA AAA semifinals. We'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to Glenwood. 10-1. The Gators leading the Knights. Top of the 5th inning. And Hudson Campbell leading off. Bryant Morrison working the 5th. And the first pitch to Campbell, showing bunt, lays down a beauty, and that's going to be foul. It's a good effort. He had a nice high arcing bounce to it. And Campbell definitely would have been aboard if that was going to stay fair. Campbell trying to be the table setter here for the leadoff hitter, Mason McCrane. Glenwood knows they get a run here, then Macon East will be down to their final 3 outs. I think Glenwood is trying to get aggressive so they could just end this here in the 5th. Hudson Campbell was 0 for 2 so far in this game. Ground out and a strikeout. And that is inside for a ball. It's a 2-1 count. Walker defeated Banks County 3-2 today. There's a 1-1. Swan on a miss for strike 2. Brantley County defeated Worth County 8-6. Brookwood defeated Hillgrove 6-3. There's a 1-2, and there's a breaking ball that broke a little too much, and it's high and away for ball 2. It's a 2-2 count. Morrison with a 2-2. Delivers to Campbell. That's fouled out of play, and that was a low pitch that was just golfed underneath there, and Campbell just staying alive, and it's 2-2. Brunswick is taking on Tift County today. We got Thomas County Central and Woodward Academy. And there's a high fly ball. Deep left field. Camped underneath it at the warning track and making the catch is the left fielder, Bryant Grimes. for the first out.
Number 12, Mason McCrane.
And now Mason McCrane, who doubled, had a 2-run homer, and he walked. He has been on base all 3 times. Well, technically, he wasn't on base when he hit that home run, but he does have a run scored, 2 runs scored actually. There's a pitch, and that is outside for a ball, 1-0. Providence Christian taking on Rockmart. Perry taking on Whitewater. Holy Innocents Episcopal taking on Lovelet. LaGrange taking on Wayne County. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. It's 2-0. Habersham Central taking on Etowah. The 2-0 to McCrane. That's low in the dirt. Ball 3. South Forsyth taking on DeCullough, and Stars Mill taking on Benedictine. Baseball playoffs in all classifications in Georgia and Alabama are in full force. There's the 3-0, and that's in there for a strike, 3-1. Morrison delivers. 3-1 to McCrane. Swing and a miss. McCrane had a hitter's count. It's like, why not? You get a pitch you like, you want to try to get another home run, and McCrane is now got to protect. He's got a 3-2 count with 1 out. Morrison. The wind, the payoff pitch, high fly ball, left field. It's going to stay in the park. Underneath it and making the grab is Bryant Grimes for the 2nd out. So with 2 down, Jackson Griggs, who's 0 for 2, reached on an error, hit by a pitch, and he popped out to the catcher trying to bunt in the 1st. But he also has 2 stolen bases in this game as well. And he's got 2 RBIs after the error by the first baseman, the only error of this game. The first pitch to Griggs is a curve that just missed the strike zone. It was a good 12-6 curveball that right up in the zone for ball 1. That pitch is outside. It's a 1-0 count, and that's in there for a strike. 1-1. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're past 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. The 2-1. And that's outside, and it's a hitter's count. It's 3-1. Morrison delivers the 3-1, and that is high, ball 4. A 2-out walk to Jackson Griggs, and now Carter Judah, the batter. Carter Judah 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. Morrison from the stretch. And the pitch to Judah is foul tipped. For strike one. Morrison, the 0-1, and that's in the dirt. 1-1. Morrison, the stretch. The 1-1 pitch to Judah. In there, strike two, inside corner. Judah's got to protect. One ball, two strikes, 2 outs. Griggs at first. Griggs goes. That's in the dirt. That's going to be another stolen base for Jackson Griggs. Not even an effort by Parker Rustin to throw it down. Griggs had a great jump. Griggs is now in scoring position. That's his 3rd stolen base. Judah's got a 2-2 even count here with 2 outs. Levi Pender on deck. Here's the pitch to Judah, and that's opposite field power right to McKinney, and he makes the catch for the final out here in the top of the 5th. So Glenwood leaves one stranded, and that's the first inning where they do not score a run. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Glenwood 10, Macon East 1, as you are watching high school baseball for the AISA AAA semifinals here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glensmith.com. That is right, glensmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Back here at Glenwood, bottom of the 5th inning, the new pitcher on the mound for the Glenwood Gators is Levi Pender. Pender 2-2 on the season, 22 innings pitched. He's got an earned run average of .345 as he is in to try to shut the door, not a save situation, but try to shut the door on Macon East. And the final tally for Tyler Sykes, he pitched 4 innings, gave up the 1 run, and with a 10-1 lead, that's strategy right there. I mean, yeah, he did give up the home run. I mean, I definitely would have kept him in if he was still had a no-hitter, but you know, Glenwood, they feel comfortable right now. They got a lot of confidence. They're up 10-1. You got to save your arms for the championship. I mean, I think that's the right move by taking Tyler Sykes out of the game. Levi Pender, very good relief pitcher. He is on to face the number 6 hitter, Actually, we got Bryant Morrison, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Pender, ball 2, 2-0. Clark Prep is leading 1-0 over Lee Scott in the third inning in game 2. Swing and a miss. It's a 2-1 count. And there's a ground ball right to Griggs. Steps up with it, throw to first, fires it for the out. And it's 6-3 on the putout. Bryant Morrison grounds out to start off the 5th. And that will bring to the plate Parker Rustin, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Sam Wallace, the number 9 hitter on deck. Pender's first pitch to Rustin, and that's in there for a strike. Bottom of the 8th inning, Yankees leading the Orioles 2-0. That's in there, strike 2. Marlins leading the Rockies 2-1. The Cubs leading the Mets, top of the 7th, 1-0. The Red Sox beating the Giants 5-2. Top of the 6th inning. And that's high for a ball, 1-2. The Twins beat the White Sox 10-5, but the White Sox 6-25. I don't know if they're going to break a record for the worst team in baseball history. I mean, there's a 1-2. There's a breaking ball. Get out of the way. That is inside, 2-2. Padres beat the Reds 6-2. The Phillies beat the Angels 2-1. That's the Bryce Harper, Mike Trout showdown. Here's the 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and that's the second out here in the 5th. Parker Rustin goes down on strikes, so with the bases empty and 2 outs, Sam Wallace, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the third baseman, is coming up to the plate. Levi Pender trying to shut the door on these Macon East hitters to get his team to advance to the championship game for the second year in a row, and there's a foul out of play. Right now it's looking like they'll take on Clark Prep. But there's still time for Lee Scott to try to come back in that game. There's strike 2, 0-2. Remember, the championship games will take place at Patterson Field in Montgomery next week. There's a breaking ball. Strike 3 on the inside corner, and Levi Pender shuts the door on the Macon East hitters here in the 5th. A 1-2-3 inning for Glenwood. We've played 5. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, it's Glenwood 10, Macon East 1, as you are watching the AISA AAA semifinals here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Today's broadcast is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC and Opelika. Go to glennsmith.com for more information. Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to Tim Fountain Field, Bill Bowers Park, Richard Holdridge, Chris Gates, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're here for the AISA AAA semifinals between Glenwood and Macon East. Game 2, and Glenwood's up 10-1. Levi Pender is leading off the 6th. And that's up the middle for a base hit, and Levi Pender gets the party going with a leadoff single. And it looks like we got ourselves a pinch hitter coming up to the plate.
Now batting for the Gators, number 3, Eli Bankston.
Well, actually, no, Eli Bankston is coming up. Not a pinch hitter. Eli Bankston, 1 for 3 with a single. Grounded out his last time up. Trying to do some more damage here in the 6th. Morrison still out on the mound for Macon East. And showing bunt. Bankston pulls it back. There's a throw down to second. And that's an out. That was a perfect throw by Parker Rustin to get the out. Unbelievable, because it was a boom, boom play. That was just an incredible throw, and it was right into the tag. It was a good jump. It was a good steal by Pender. But that's going to be the first out here in the 6th. Bases are cleared for Eli Bankston. And then he hits a chopper over to the shortstop, Justice. Throw to first, and not in time. Eli Bankston beats out the throw. That's going to be a single.
Now batting number 19.
You at home place tomorrow too?
Three RBIs. Runner at first, 1 out. Lawrence has just had an incredible game at the plate here in game 2. As Bryant Morrison is going to step off the mound. Morrison, first pitch. That's low in the dirt for a ball. Top of the 5th inning, Wayne County leads LaGrange 3-0. LaGrange has gone to the state championship the last 2 seasons. And that streak is on the line. The 1-0 to Lawrence is hide away. But to be fair, because I followed LaGrange the last 2 years, they've had a lot of breaks. They were hosting playoff games all the way to the semifinals the last 2 seasons. They were the number 2 seed because Stars Mill won the region, and now they got to be on the road for the first time in their playoff history in the last 2 years. As that's high and upstairs for ball 3. So Cal Lawrence should just take a couple of strikes here. Just keep the bat on your shoulders. You have an opportunity to get aboard for the 4th time in this game. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and the pitch is inside, ball 4. And Glenwood's got a runner at first and second with 1 out. And here comes Cameron White, who is 2 for 3 with a double and a single and has got an RBI. Incredible 3-sport athlete for the Glenwood Gators. Wide receiver, defensive back, led the team in interceptions, one of the top receivers on the basketball court. You need a big shot. Cam White got a lot of big shots in the games for Coach Purdue during the basketball season. Now he's got an opportunity here with 1 out and 2 runners on, and that's in there for a strike. Remember, the 10-run rule is in effect here in the 6th, as Glenwood just needs 1 run, and Macon East will have final at bats. There's a ground ball, foul. It'll be 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, One down here in the top of the 6th inning. Glenwood trying to advance to the AISA championship in Montgomery, where they will more than likely face Clark Prep, who's currently leading 1-0 over Lee Scott in game 2. They won game 1, and they are trying to wrap up that series at home. That just missed. I thought that was going to be strike 3. That was right on the outside of the strike zone. It's going to be called a ball, 1-2. Morrison working from the stretch. The 1-2 to White, and that's up the middle, and Morrison lost it. It's bobbled. The bases are loaded. I mean, that was a rocket hit back to Morrison. He couldn't control it. The second baseman, Sam Wallace, could not control it either, and he bobbled it, and now the bases are loaded. That's probably going to be a hit. That's going to be the 3rd hit for Cam White. Now Logan Henderson coming up to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Henderson walked his first time up. He grounded out, and he popped out to the first baseman. That is outside for a ball. So 1-0 count. Game 5 of the NBA playoffs. Celtics leading the Miami Heat 69-46. As that curveball just missed, it's 2-0. Celtics trying to advance to the second round of the playoffs. Of course, the Heat without Jimmy Butler. The Celtics without Kristaps Porzingis. That just missed. It's 3-0. So right now, Logan Henderson can just keep the bat on his shoulders and just have an opportunity to drive in a run, which would be a 10-run lead for Glenwood. Morrison's got to throw a strike here, and he does not. A 4-pitch walk, a run will come in, and Glenwood now leads 11-1. Game 1 was tight. Glenwood defeated Macon East 3-1. That was a pitching matchup. That was between Mason McCrane and Bryant Grimes. Glenwood takes game 1, but they are leading 11-1 here in the top of the 6th. And that is fouled back, Hudson Campbell. And it'll be back to the top of the order. Glenwood trying to close this game out. The 0-1, swung on a miss, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Bases are loaded. And the pitch to Campbell is got him right on the corner. Curve ball for strike 3 for the 2nd out. And now look who's coming up to the plate with the bases loaded. It's Mason McCrane. He is 2 for 3. 2-run homer. He's got a double. He's got a couple runs scored. And he's also got the bases loaded here in the 6th. Glenwood 11 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Macon East 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. Top of the 6th, 2 down. The pitcher, Bryant Morrison. Delivers. Pitch to McCrane, in there for a strike. On 1 count to Mason. Second period, Golden Knights and the Stars all tied at 2 apiece. Got the Keens and the Oilers later tonight. Edmonton with the 3-1 series lead on that. And that gets away from the catcher. And here comes another Glenwood run. And that is going to be 12-1 as Blair ends up getting the run scored. And now it is 12-1 as he advances on the wild pitch. Okay, so now first base is open. Now you could probably walk McCrane here. I mean, I don't know if Morrison's going to pitch him. He might pitch around him with a 1-1, and that is in there for a strike. So maybe Morrison, with 2 down, maybe he wants to try to battle Mason McCrane, one of the hottest hitters for Glenwood. But McCrane's got to protect. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Morrison just taking his time. And the wind. Delivery. The 1-2. Foul back. That was a good fastball. McCrane got a hold of it, staying alive in the count. And it's a 1-2 count. Ump calls time, and McCrane will take a couple of practice swings. Morrison. The 1-2 to McCrane in the dirt. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ump calls time. McCrane steps back in. It's a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to McCrane. That is outside, ball 3. It runs the count full. Morrison delivers. Payoff pitch coming, and that is roped into left field for a base hit. 1-1 will score. Here comes the run going around, and a slide into home and safe for Logan Henderson, and it is now 14-1.
Now batting number 1.
Mason McCrane with 4 RBIs in this game. He's had himself a game. So looking around the high school baseball playoffs for the AISA AAA for 2A, Pike Liberal Arts, who used to be in the AISA, they are taking on Bayshore Christian in the quarterfinals. Reeltown taking on our Tryon. Mars Hill Bible up in Florence, Alabama, taking on Vincent. That is outside for a ball to Jackson Griggs. And then Whitesburg Christian taking on Red Bay. So 3A, remember, this is where Glenwood's going to be next season. Thomasville is taking on Opp. As Griggs right to the shortstop. Gunnar Justice tags the bag, but not before the damage is done. Glenwood puts up 4 on the board, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning as Macon East has got to get at least 4 runs to keep this game alive, as now the 10-run rule is in effect, and Levi Pender is going to come out to the mound to shut the door as Macon East is down to their 3 final outs. And we'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Today's broadcast is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC and Opelika. Go to glennsmith.com for more information. Get ready to smile.
Yep. Well, Macon East is down to their final 3 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They are down 14-1. If they don't score 4 runs here, the game's over. That's a good position to be if you're Glenwood. 3 outs away from advancing to the championship game, back-to-back years, and Levi Pender on to face the top of the order for Macon East, Tanner Searles, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Pender starts him off with a ball, and that's foul back. It's 1-1. So back to the 3A state baseball bracket. You got Prattville Christian taking on Providence Christian. Lauderdale County taking on Gordo. Westbrook Christian is taking on Fayette County. So some of the teams that Glenwood would face next season, as there's a 1-1, and that catches the corner for a strike, 1-2. So the teams that made the playoffs that will be in Glenwood's area next season, Beulah, the Bobcats from Beulah. Also, you got Dadeville, and there is a line drive in the gap, and that's going to fall for a base hit as Cam White throws it back into the infield. And Tanner Searles, the leadoff hitter, has got himself a single. Bryant Grimes, the batter. He is 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout and a ground out. So this is the final season in the AISA for the Glenwood Gators as they make the transition to the AHSAA. There's Grimes, and that's in a gapper. That's going to fall, and that's going to be a base hit. So back-to-back singles for Macon East. And coming up to the plate is Gunnar Justice, who hit the solo shot in the 4th inning that broke up the no-hitter. And now Gunnar Justice, with no outs, has an opportunity to try to extend this game. Remember, Macon East needs 4 runs here in this inning to keep the game alive. Down 14-1. First pitch is in there for a strike. So as we take a look at the 4A bracket for the AHSAA, Bibb County taking on Trinity Presbyterian. American Christian Academy taking on Oak Grove. There's the 0-1, swing and a miss. Gunnar Justice is behind in the count, 0-2. Westminster Christian taking on North Jackson. Corner is taking on Deschler. And then in 5A, how about the Valley Rams? They are taking on Holtville in the quarterfinals as they defeated St. Paul's Episcopal. That's foul back. Justice stays alive. Mobile Christian taking on Tallahassee. Tallahassee was able to defeat Gulf Shores in the 2nd round. Sardis taking on Alexandria, and Russellville is taking on Springville. Over in 6A, we got Spanish Fort taking on Wetumpka. 0-2, and that's popped up. Shallow, right field, underneath it, makes the catch for the first out. the right fielder, Hudson Campbell, and Macon East down to their last 2 outs. That was a huge out because the runners do not advance. And now Barrett Spaeth, who is 0 for 2 in this game. He Tuscaloosa. Oxford taking on Mountain Brook. Hartsville is taking on Athens. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. And then the Central Red Devils, Coach A.J. Kehoe, trying to get back to the championship for the 3rd time in the last 3 years. They're taking on Baker this Friday at Darnell Nelson Field. And then Auburn taking on Fairhope. So we could have a Central Auburn semifinal matchup. And on the other side of the bracket, Bob Jones taking on Thompson and Hoover taking on James Clemens. And that gets by the catcher. That's going to be ball 4. And so the bases are loaded. And Thad McKinney coming up to the plate. One swing of the bat. And Macon East can extend this game. They are down 14-1 with the 10-run rule in effect. Pender, first pitch to McKinney, and he starts him off with a strike. And then finally 1A, South Lamar taking on Sweetwater, Florida taking on Brantley. There's the 0-1, McKinney high and upstairs. Coosa Christian taking on Appalachian. Hacklebird is taking on Summerton Christian. That is the entire brackets for the AISA AAA. All classifications, and of course we got the AISA going on as well. 1-1 has popped up into the parking lot. It's a 1-2 count to Thad McKinney, who started this game as the pitcher. Don't forget the AISA Championships for all classifications will begin May the 7th at Patterson Park next week. The 1-2, high fly ball, center field. Cam White underneath it, makes the grab. The runner will tag. Oh, what a throw by Cam White. The runner will not tag. Tanner Searles, I thought he was going to score on the sac fly. But Cam White with a rocket into the infield. And now there's 2 down.
Now batting number 1.
And now Jackson Todd will be the batter. Glenwood leading Macon East 14-1. They are 1 out away from advancing to the state championship back-to-back years. Pender. First pitch to Todd is in there for a strike. You got the 1A, 2A, and 3A championships starting on May the 7th. Looking at the brackets, got some local teams in 2A, and that is roped foul. Todd with a loud foul ball well above the clubhouse and into the trees. So right now, Lakeside is taking on Patrician, trying to get a score update on that, and then Chambers Academy is taking on Edgewood. So we could end up seeing Lakeside in the championship. How great would that be for former Russell County baseball coach Tony Rasmus? And that's a check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. It's ball 1. It's 1-2. And it looks like the crowd up here is serenading. I've seen it all in baseball. There's a 1-2 pitch. Oh, so close to ending this game. Wow. That just missed. It's 2-2. And we can't get into detail, but there was a little incident that we'll talk about later up here. But it was probably the one thing I've never thought I would see at a baseball game. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Jackson Todd trying to extend this game for Macon East. They're down to their last strike. Pender to the plate outside, ball three. It's going to run the count full. Winner of this game, the winner of this series, will take on more than likely Clark Prep as they are leading against Lee Scott Academy, unless Lee Scott comes back and stave off elimination. Payoff pitch, and that is inside, ball four. And that will walk in a run, and it is now 14-2. So this game will continue, and now the batter will be Bryant Morrison, who is 1 for 3. Glenwood leads Macon East 14-2. 14 runs off 14 hits, no errors. Macon East 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Here in game 2. Pitch to Morrison, swing and a miss. It's an 0-1 count. Levi Pender working his second inning of relief. The 0-1 popped up, playable, underneath it. Bankston, ball game. The Glenwood Gators are going to the AISA State Championship for the second year in a row, trying to win a state championship once again in the final year of the AISA. They defeat Macon East by a final score of 14-2 in 6 innings. And they will be playing in Montgomery next week at Patterson Park. We will have those games for you here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll get an interview with Coach Fanning and the player of the game. We'll be right back. Once again, Glenwood defeats Macon East in the semifinals to advance to the championship. And we'll be back with Coach Fanning and a player of the game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glensmith.com. That is right, glensmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ. Discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse. Discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glensmith.com. That is right, glensmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor.
Welcome back to Glenwood. The Glenwood Gators advancing to the state championship where they will go to Patterson Park next week. And I'm here with Coach Fanning and the player of the game, Mason McCrane. Mason, we're going to start with you. That first game, a complete game, 10 strikeouts, took them out. It was a pitcher's duel. You won the game 3-1. And what was really going through your mind and really that first game, being able to battle and get the victory over a very good pitcher's duel against Macon East?
Me and Coach Boyd had a talk before the game, and we looked over some stuff, and it had seemed that I had success when I started people off with a first pitch strike, so I really just tried to do that.
All right, Coach, so you pitched Tyler Sykes in game 2. What was the strategy? Because he pitched game 1 against Morgan Academy, and he had only two base runners. I know he almost had a no-hitter, but, him going in game 2, did you like your confidence knowing that Mason getting the victory, that Tyler's taking the mound in game 2 and going up against Macon East? It felt pretty confident going into game 2, right, Coach?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're always confident when Tyler's on the mound. I mean, he gives us a chance to win every single time out. He never gets too high or too low and pounds the strike zone, you know what I mean? And as long as we make plays, we're very good behind him, you know what I mean? And we tend to score runs for him because the pace of the game is really high. With Mason, like we had just talked about it, and just felt like it was easier for him to start the first game and not have to worry about hitting leadoff in the second game, and then him going entire game playing as a position player, so he'd be more rested in the first game. You know what I mean? So that way it just felt like it was a better fit for us to go with Mason 1 and Sykes in game 2.
Well, Mason, let's talk about that second game. You had a double, a single, a home run, and you had 4 RBIs. I mean, your confidence at the plate, it looked like they were pitching around you because there was a situation where they had runners in scoring position. But really, how did you feel? Like, you took them out in game 1. You played the field at first base. By the way, you made some incredible stretches at first base as well. But at the plate, I mean, it looked like the ball was just going out, and you had a lot of confidence, the ball just sailing tonight.
I just, when I went up there, I just tried to stay calm and look at Coach Fanning and make sure he wasn't giving me a sign.
All right, Coach. So Clark Prep won the first game against Lee Scott 11-2. Lee Scott is leading the second game. You don't know who you're going to play in the championship. It could be Clark Prep. It could be Lee Scott. But have you taken a look at both teams that have this team has played? I know the team has played Lee Scott, won 2 out of 3, but I know we won't know who the winner will be tonight. It could be Lee Scott, and then they might have a winner-take-all. Could that factor into the championship game if the two teams have to play an extra game?
Sure, but I wish Mason was as confident as y'all think he is, because he performed so well, and he's not confident. He needs to be more confident because he is our guy. But anyway, sorry, I had to get that in. But
I do want to say, like, we have live-streamed all the games that we've live-streamed for Glenwood. He's already hit 3 home runs. So, I mean,
well, I know. And it's not just home runs, it's doubles. He's always hitting it off the fence, too. So, I mean, he's kind of the stir that, the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak. And when he gets on, we just kind of go, So, anyway, he's he's been our leader at the plate all year, and he's going to continue to do it. So, but as far as Lee Scott, obviously we know them. We play them all the time. We're very familiar with them. We're not familiar with Clark Prep, so that's what we'll be doing this week. Over, if they split, they still got to play tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we'll have time to dive into that, as we prepare for a week. State championships in a week, so we'll have all the charts and all the kind of stuff on Clark Prep. But what we preach all the time is it's not the opponent, it's the game that we play. So that's really what we're focused on, and being the best version of ourselves. And we feel if we are that, then that's good enough.
Coach, back at Patterson Park next Thursday is going to be rocking. The Glenwood fans are going to make that trip down to Montgomery, and I'm excited to see the Glenwood Gators. We will have those games here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live as you're going for your 10th championship, 24th championship, as you try to close out this chapter in the AISA.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for being here. It's great for what y'all do for college baseball. Sorry, I've been watching college baseball a lot. High school baseball in our area and high school sports, because y'all are kind of the first ones and been on the forefront of trying to get our kids out in front of folks, you know what I mean? And they enjoy it, we enjoy it. Y'all actually know what you're talking about when you're calling games, and it's been a pleasure for us to be able to, be a part of that. Georgia Alabama Sports Live is a big deal in this community, and we're excited. It's always our goal as a team, to get to the state championship, and now they just got to prepare and get ready to do it.
Thanks, Coach. Glenwood Gators head baseball coach, Coach Tim Fanning, and the Sports Vision's player of the game, Mason McCrane, who pitched a gem in Game 1 and then almost hit for the cycle in Game 2, had 4 RBIs. Just a great matchup. Want to thank Chris Gates, our producer. Don't forget, we've got CVCC baseball and softball coming up this week. We've got Pacelli taking on Strong Rock Christian. We've got a lot of
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off. And the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
Thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. You're ready to smile.